Hello viewers, today we'll be looking at quadratic trinomials. A quadratic trinomial is a polynomial with three terms. So the problems we are looking at today, they all have three terms. We have the s squared, we have the term with x, and we have the constant. And the variable x, as you can see, has the highest power of 2. So these kind of expressions are known as quadratic trinomials. So today we'll be looking at how to factor this kind of expressions. So let's begin with the first question. The first problem we'll be looking at is x squared plus 5x minus 6. Now in this problem, the coefficient of x squared is 1. And whenever the coefficient of x squared is 1, what we'll do is we'll take this constant term, which is minus 6, as our product, and 5 becomes our sum. So now we look for two numbers that will multiply to give us minus 6, because 6 is our product. And those two numbers, if we add them up, the result should be positive 5. So we have 6 minus 1, minus 6 and 1, 3 and minus 2, then minus 3 and 2. Now, all of these options, if you multiply them, you will get minus 6. So let's see, if we add each of these options, which one will give us positive 5? 6 minus 1 is 5, minus 5, 3 minus 2 is 1, and this is minus 1. So of all these options, the first option is what we are looking for, because when we added, it gave us 5. So we'll come here, x squared plus, now replace 5x with 6 and minus 1. So that becomes 6x, minus 1 becomes minus x, and minus 6. So we are going to factorize by grouping. So if we do that, s squared and 6x, s is common, we'll factor it out. And we have s squared divided by x is x, 6x divided by x is 6. Now coming to this place, minus x minus 6. Now there is no x in 6, so we'll use 1. 1 is common. So minus x divided by minus 1 will give us a positive x, and minus 6 divided by minus 1 will give us a positive 6. So our two brackets are the same. If the two brackets here are not the same, then something is wrong. So since they are the same, we'll pick one, x plus 6, and create the second bracket with the leftovers, which is x minus 1. So this becomes our answer. And if we expand this, we should get the original equation. So let's try. S times s is s squared, s times minus 1 is minus x, 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times minus 1 is minus 6. If we take like terms, we have s squared minus s plus 6x is the same thing as 6s minus x, which is 5x, then minus 6. So this confirms our answer. So we'll be looking at second question now. Our second question, we have minus s squared plus 9x minus 14. In this case, we have that the coefficient of s squared is a negative number, which is actually minus 1. So we are going to factor out the negative value. So if we do that, we have minus, and we open up a bracket. Now, every other sign is going to change because we are factoring out with a negative sign. So if we do that, here becomes s squared, sorry, plus becomes minus, here becomes minus 9x, and here changes to plus 14. So this is what we'll get. Now, you know that if you multiply, if you open up this bracket by multiplying with the negative sign, you'll get back the original equation. All right. So now we have a quadratic expression with 1 as the coefficient of s squared. So from our previous problem, we said that whenever 1 is the coefficient of s squared, what we'll do is we'll take the constant term, which in this case is 14, as our product, and minus 9 becomes our sum. So we'll look for two numbers that will multiply to give us positive 14, and if we add up the two numbers, we'll get minus 9. So what are those two numbers? Without wasting time, we have minus 2 minus 7 to give us positive 14. So minus 2 times minus 7 is positive 14, and if we sum them, minus 2 minus 7, that will be minus 9. So we'll come back here, s squared, we're going to replace minus 9 with minus 2 and minus 7. So that becomes minus 2x minus 7x, then plus 14. We'll factorize by grouping. So if we do that, we'll have s squared and 2x, x is common, factor it out, we'll have x here, minus 2x divided by x is 2. Now between minus 7x and 14, minus 7 is common. We'll factor it out, x will remain, and here the sign will change, positive and negative becomes negative, and 14 divided 7 is 2. So now we have two brackets that are the same, so we are going to take one of the brackets, which is s minus 2, and create another bracket, x minus 7. So this becomes our answer. And if we expand as we did in the previous example, we'll get back the original equation. So this is our answer. You can expand that. Let's look at question number 3. Question number 3, 5s squared minus 10x minus 15. Here the coefficient of s squared is 5. So, but there's something interesting about this. 5 is a factor of 10 and also a factor of 15. So we can factor 5 out from this expression. So if we do that, we'll have 5. If we divide 5s squared by 5, we'll have s squared minus 10 divided 5 is 2, that is 2x, and 15 divided 5 is 3. So the quadratic expression now in the bracket reduces to a case where the coefficient of s squared is equal to 1. So we'll still use the same approach that we used for the previous problems. So now minus 3 is our product and minus 2 is our sum. So we'll go back and look for two numbers that will multiply to give us minus 3. And if we add those numbers, the result should be minus 2. Now we have, without wasting time, we have 1 and minus 3. 1 times minus 3 is minus 3. And if we sum, 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So we'll come back here, s squared, and we're going to replace minus 2 with 1. 1 in this case is positive, and it becomes x. Then minus 3x minus 3. We'll factor by grouping. We'll have s squared plus x x is common, I'll have x plus 1 here. Here minus 3 is common, I'll have x plus 1 also. So our two brackets are the same. So take one of them and create another bracket, x minus 3. So this becomes our answer. So we are going to look at the final question for today. We have 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. Notice that the coefficient of x squared is 6, but 6 cannot be factored out. So since 6 cannot be factored out, what do? We'll now multiply coefficient of x squared, which is 6, by 2. You see the difference between these and when the coefficient of x squared is 1. So we are going to multiply 6 by 12, by 2 rather, and when we do that, we'll have 12. We'll have 12. So we'll look for two numbers that will multiply to give us 12. And if we add them up, we'll get minus 7. So what are those two numbers? We'll have minus 4 and minus 3. Because minus 4 times minus 3 is positive 12. And minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7. So we'll say 6x squared minus 4x minus 3x plus 2. So we're going to factorize by grouping. So here we have 6 and 4. We have that 2 is common. And between x squared and x is common. So factor it out. If we divide 6 by 2, we have 3. X squared divided by x is x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And x will divide x to be 1. So minus 3x plus 2, nothing is common, so we'll use 1. So here will be 3x minus 2. Our two brackets are the same. So take 1 and create the second bracket. So this is our answer. We can confirm by expanding. So 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times minus 1 is minus 3x. Minus 2 times 2x is minus 4x. And minus 2 times minus 1 is plus 2. So we'll have, if we take like terms, 6x squared minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. That becomes minus 7x plus 2 to confirm our answer. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel to get more interesting educational videos. Thank you.